So I had a wonderful experience in this last month of getting another missing piece of the broken place within me that was keeping me from doing that. See, I was born into a family where my mother's mother had died when she was 11. My father's father had died when he was 11. My mother's mother had had 2 or 3 children who died in infancy. My mother had a child that was stillborn. There was grief in my history. And grief, in conscious language, is the return of joy. Grief is based on sadness, but if we love our grief and we begin to understand it, then we can remember the joy. Fear is faith returning. When fear is, I love that fear is false evidence appearing real, but it is so real. It is so real when those heart palpitations and those tight knuckles and all that kind of stuff. But when we can realize that fear is faith returning, and fear, I think, also comes in when we feel unworthy. We couldn't get out of our 0 to 7 years without feeling a little unworthy, It's a part of the human condition. Feeling unworthy is one of our mental ailments. Feeling abandoned is another one of the major mental ailments. And the other one, which is feeling unworthy, abandoned, must be the one I'm working on today. It's not fair. So those are the 3 major capstones of different emotions, of different mental blocks that we have. So unworthiness. So the experience that I had was a suppressed memory of realizing that when my mother, I was on a tour. My mother died when I was 28. I was on a lecture tour in Missouri. It was the worst lecture tour ever, because they wanted me to cold call contacts that were through the Inner Peace Movement and set up lectures with people in their homes, sort of like a home party kind of thing, like Tupperware. It didn't fit my personality type, and I had been given this opportunity because they didn't want me where I was. So I was just sort of pushed out, and I didn't really listen to my heart. And there was such resistance within me. So here I am, out in Missouri, having a horrible time, and because I don't feel I'm being successful, I'm not calling in. And that was before cell phones. So they can't find me. And my mother's in the hospital on life support, on a ventilator. She's gotten an enlarged heart. She was supposed to have a heart valve replaced, but she didn't, and then it got catastrophic. So luckily, and I'm an empath, so I'm feeling these people. So it's not a great experience. So I finally do get to the hospital in time to see my mother and to have those last few moments with her and to realize she lived 3 more months. And one of the things she shared with me is that she had a near-death experience. I'd never known that. But she had had dental surgery, and she'd been praying the Lord's Prayer where she was going under anesthesia. And she went out to where there was that light, that total love, that total peace, that feeling of home. And she said, that's all I want to do is go home. So that horrible experience with that lecture, not being there, and my mother dying, got connected. And I didn't even realize that was part of the, I don't want to go out there into the world and share my message anymore because it hurts. So doing a little tapping, doing some conversation, doing some Byron Katie has helped to heal that. But that's a broken space. How many broken spaces, broken parts of us, broken hearts, holes in our hearts do we have that we're ashamed of, or that we push down, or that haven't come up yet? And it's not to go searching for them. But as Patty and I were talking about, life is a circle, a spiral. I got that one. Oh, now I've got that. I'm good. I can go do that. You go to the next lesson of it. Oh, God, I thought I got that, but I didn't get that. So, okay. But life is a continual spiral of learning the next lesson and the next lesson and the next lesson when you're ready for it. But wholeness is all that we're searching for. It's what we're searching for. And I feel more whole since I had that healing of that experience. And that's where the joy, the opposite of grief, and the faith is stronger, because I went there and I came through it. And the well, I have a little note here. I'm a Methodist in the old days. You know, in Methodism, you get to heaven by good works. So I was always doing for others instead of doing for myself. Always putting others as more important. And that's part of the journey that we have. And I was always trying to figure out what was the right thing to do. And, you know, Adam and Eve, when they ate of the tree of good and evil and the tree of knowledge, they then had to cover themselves with fig leaves because they were embarrassed. So when you're figuring something out, just remember you're in the wrong part of your beingness. You're in your brain instead of your heart. Because it's the heart that is where the home lives. That's your connection to the home. That's the phone, you know, E.T. phone home. You phone home with your heart. You phone home with the heart coherence. And there are many techniques that people are doing now. Many people who are doing all kinds of neuroscience and research about how the brain gets stuck and how you can unplug the brain and how if you meditate and be in that quiet space inside, you are returning home. You're calming the amygdala, which is the center for fear, and holds on to negative experiences like it's Velcro, because it's your survival. So that amygdala gets all stimulated and you can't think, right? You're just running around in circles and you feel all scattered because something is stressing you and you don't know what it is. Sitting down and going into a quiet, restful place with meditation and breathing. Breathing stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, which stimulates the chemicals of the brain, which take you out, calm the amygdala and the vagus nerve and all the different things that have gotten stimulated, and put you back into the frontal cortex, where you can say, oh, I can now go to my heart. My heart has the answer. And it's a beautiful cycle. It's heart coherence. And I've talked about that before. This group becomes coherent in the heart when you sing together, when you talk together, when you pray together. That's a coherence that you're sending out to the world. That's your wholeness. And that wholeness, when you have that vision that you are a community, that you are working together towards the same goal, towards the same desires, to return home and to help other people to return home, to bring them into your fold, and to give them the chance to see their light shine. I thought of a song that I've had. The group Here to Hear, were in Santa Fe 7 years ago or something, and they have this great song called Inner Child. Look it up, Inner Child. And the line that stands out to me is, your light shines through every broken piece of you. Your soul is whole again. Your soul is whole again. Because it's our broken places that the Spirit shines through to other people. That's how they recognize us. Oh, there's a kindred soul. They have the same broken space I do. There's a kindred soul. They know what I'm going through, and they can help me because I see their light. I see their light. And to build a community, a tribe, is to invite. We're not selling anything. We're not marketing anything. We're inviting those people that we identify with to be a part of the community that we're a part of. You know, when I first came to Santa Fe, I had been with an organization for over 30 years. It was a worldwide organization. People knew me all around the world. I wrote articles and I had all those contacts. But when the Inner Peace Movement died, I sort of said, well, I'm stepping back and I'm going to go find a life for myself because I've done all that Methodist stuff, helping the world. And so there was a hole in my heart of people. So I found the Unity community, and it was the people. It was the people who greeted me the first day that I was there that I remembered. It was also me saying, okay, you're not greeting me, but I'm going to make this my community. I'm going to step into it. So wholeness is a beingness that is who we are, what we're meant to be, what we're here for. And this is a strong community of wholeness and a strong teaching. the staying power of your teachings are the wholeness. And I don't know, you got it. What else can I say? You're doing wonderful, and it's marvelous to be here. And I hope that today, when you go out to have coffee together, maybe you'll take a minute to share with each other what your version of wholeness is. You know, this is what I think about wholeness, so that you start to hear yourself. And the more people, we used to talk for 3 minutes to one person, then 2 minutes to the next person, then 30 seconds to the next person, in order to narrow it down from our thinking more into our heart about what our concept of wholeness is. So I encourage you to do that, and to remember to hold your vision and hold your passion and be the light that your broken places has created. Thank you.